From a goalkeeper leaving his post to Onana mocking Haaland, these are the craziest penalty mind games in football. And first, a goalkeeper tried to trick Cristiano Ronaldo only to get embarrassed in front of his own fans. While preparing to take a penalty kick, the Levante goalkeeper tried all sorts of tricks to get into the mind of Cristiano Ronaldo. He stood towards the left side of the goal as if to say, "Go on, I dare you to play on the right." Then when Ronaldo was about to take the spot kick, he moved towards the right twice. But when you try playing mind games with Ronaldo, there's only one way it'll end. Which cannot be said for Lionel Messi, who allowed Thibaut Courtois to play mind games with him. When Messi stood over a penalty kick against Madrid, the PSG fans were expecting a sure goal. After all, it's the great Lionel Messi. But Courtois had other plans. He kept dancing around and pointing to his right. Messi, who didn't want to be told what to do, decided to go the other way, only to get tricked. From that celebration, you could tell he was proud of his antics, unlike Andre Onana, who should consider comedy with his mind games. The preseason friendly between Arsenal and Manchester United went to a mandatory penalty shootout, despite Arsenal winning 2-1 on the night. Andre Onana, who was in the mood for some fun, decided to mess with Arsenal's Fabio Vieira. As the Arsenal player prepared to take his spot kick, Onana moved to his right while pointing to his left. Vieira, who was in no mood for games, sent Onana to the dry cleaners with this spot kick. But when you thought Onana realized this tactic was ass, he did it again. In the FA Community Shield.
Something really special.
He writes his own rules. 3-2.
Despite Haaland being the most lethal striker in the Premier League, Onana figured his newly found gimmick would work against him. But Haaland, who must have been wondering what the hell was wrong with Onana, sent him the wrong way once again.
Onana saying, "You want play at that side. That's the way you're going to have to go because I'm standing here."
Erling Haaland against Onana. No problem.
From the look on Haaland's face, you could tell he said, "This guy's a clown."
I did it, so it's unbelievable.
But for Jan Sommer, his antics sent Switzerland to the quarterfinals of Euro 2020. After battling to a 2-2 draw against France in the Euro 2020 round of 16, Switzerland were quietly confident that they would pull off an upset in the penalty shootout. The Swiss scored their spot kicks and everything came down to one last penalty, Mbappe versus Jan Sommer. As Mbappe was running to take his kick, Sommer pointed to his left, urging him to play it there. But Mbappe went the other way, only for the goalkeeper to block his shot expertly. Because of the trick he did, he had to confirm his block was allowed before celebrating, but while Sommer became a national hero, Yassine Bono got embarrassed when he tried doing the same thing. During a match between Arsenal and Sevilla, Arsenal were awarded a penalty kick after a push on Bukayo Saka. As the Arsenal man was gearing up to take it, Sevilla's goalkeeper Yassine Bono was pointing to the side he felt Saka would play the ball. But the keeper didn't put his money where his hand was and ended up getting embarrassed.
Arsenal's first opportunity, and taken by Saka, slotted home calmly into the bottom corner.
And speaking of embarrassment, Joe Hart messed with the mind of one of the greatest footballers ever. After being called back to the Brazilian national team, Ronaldinho got the chance to score his first goal for the country after many years. But as he was getting ready to take his spot kick, Joe Hart decided to play some mind games by sticking out his tongue and mocking the Brazilian. With Ronaldinho looking confident, everyone expected him to disgrace Hart, only for this to happen.
The reinstated Ronaldinho for Brazil. And Joe Hart saves, Ronaldinho can't force it in.
At least Hart backed up his mind games with a save, unlike Jordan Pickford, who messed with Havertz and got burnt. During a Premier League match between Chelsea and Everton, Jordan Pickford was so confident he would stop Kai Havertz's penalty. The referee tried stopping his antics, but he told the ref to chill, then did all sorts of gimmicks to try and distract Havertz. After he was done with his clown show, Havertz scored his spot kick and mocked him with his celebration. Damn, that must have hurt Pickford's feelings, but it's nothing compared to a goalkeeper turning into Michael Jackson to save a shot. Just look at what this goalkeeper's doing. He thinks he's on America's Got Talent.
Night after amazing night, millions of Australian jaws will blow.
But blocking a penalty after doing that's gotta be one of the coldest things you'll see on the internet.
What?
But for Julio Cesar, he took his mind games to a different level when he faced Zlatan Ibrahimovic. During a match between Inter and AC Milan, Inter goalkeeper Julio Cesar was pumped up when Ibrahimovic was about to take a penalty kick. He walked up to the big striker and told him, "I know where you're going to play. You're going to play it down the middle." Despite everything he was doing, Ibrahimovic kept a straight face and wasn't moved at all. He stepped up, converted the penalty kick with confidence, and said to Cesar, "Speak now, you clown." But even that craziness wasn't even good enough for our top 30, because at number 21, Sergio Ramos played one of the most embarrassing Panencas you'll ever see. But before we get to that, let's take a look at one of the coldest penalty kicks of the 2022 World Cup. In a match between Saudi Arabia and Argentina, the Saudis gave away a silly penalty.
Check for a penalty kick here. It is penalty.
And the responsibility of converting the kick fell to Messi. As he stepped up to play the ball, the goalkeeper pointed in the direction he wanted Messi to play it. And instead of backing himself up, he dived in the opposite direction and sat like a tired old man.
Lionel Messi. Always center stage.
And when one goalkeeper tries to mess with Messi, you better believe another one's going to do the same thing to Cristiano Ronaldo. In his 100th appearance for Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo smashed in a penalty kick after a foul on Juan Cuadrado.
It almost ended up at Villa Park. That's how high it went.
11 minutes later, the referee awarded another penalty kick to Juventus. As Ronaldo was about to take it, the goalkeeper, Mattia Perin, said to Ronaldo, "Down the middle again." To try to mess with his head, Ronaldo, who was in no mood for tricks, hit a powerful shot to the right side, sending Perin in the opposite direction. He then asked, "Where are you going, Perin?" But at number 28, what Ochoa did to Lewandowski made a beautiful girl cry. For those unfamiliar with this man's game, he literally disappears for 4 years, and then when it's time for the FIFA World Cup, he turns into the best goalkeeper in the world. During a match between Poland and Mexico, the Polish were awarded a penalty kick after a foul on Robert Lewandowski.
Lewandowski aparte le
With the hopes of millions of Mexicans on his shoulders, Ochoa knew he had to do everything possible to stop that kick. So when Lewandowski came to shoot, he pretended to be diving to the right, only to switch to the left at the last second and block the shot.
Robert contra François. Sobresaliente, ahí está Ochoa, atacando abajo, contra la izquierda, tirándose contra el palo zurdo y termina sacando la pelota contra Robert Lewandowski. Ochoa encaramando su historia dentro de Copas del Mundo.
And with the way that lady wanted to cry, you know how much that save meant to the fans, which cannot be said for Kepa, whose mind game cost his team a trophy. In the 2019 Carabao Cup final, Chelsea battled bravely to deny Man City any goal-scoring chances. With a few minutes left until penalty shootouts, the Chelsea coach decided to change Kepa and bring on a more experienced penalty stopper. But in a bizarre turn of events, Kepa defied his coach's instructions and refused to come off. During the shootout, Sergio Aguero stepped up to take his spot kick, but as he was preparing, Kepa kept trash-talking him, trying to get in his head. And the tactic worked perfectly, as the Man City striker made a tame effort towards the right, only for Kepa to fail miserably at stopping one of the worst spot kicks ever. Even Aguero couldn't believe it had gone in. But this wasn't the only time Kepa's mind games failed, because against Liverpool, his gimmick was even more embarrassing. During another Carabao Cup final shootout between Liverpool and Chelsea, Kepa thought standing on one side of the post would confuse Van Dijk on which spot to play his penalty. But the Dutchman called his bluff by playing it at the exact place Kepa was standing.
Elegant centre-half, Virgil van Dijk to take the next. And Van Dijk left nothing to chance.
Well, for a game that was 0-0 after 2 hours of football.
How wise of him to leave so much space on either side of the goal. But at number 25, Ederson's mind games failed miserably against Bukayo Saka. In a match between Man City and Arsenal, Man City goalkeeper Ederson showed Saka the side he wanted him to play the spot kick. To the surprise of many, he obliged and played it at the same place the goalkeeper pointed. Seems mind games aren't Ederson's strong point, unlike Szczesny, who messed with Messi's head. In the 2022 World Cup match between Poland and Argentina, the referee gave a controversial penalty kick to the Argentines, which upset the Polish players. But their goalkeeper Szczesny told his teammates, "Chill guys, it's Messi, I've got this." And despite Messi putting his game face on, Szczesny pulled off a magnificent save to back up his arrogance.
No, I didn't. We spoke before the penalty. I told him I can bet him €100 that he wasn't going to give it. So I've lost the bet against Messi. I don't know if that's allowed at the World Cup. I'm probably going to get banned for it. I don't care right now.
So you bet it?
Pay him either.
You're not going to pay him 100?
No, he doesn't care about €100. Come on.
He has enough.
Yeah, I think so.
And speaking of arrogance, Joe Hart got humbled after trying silly mind games. During the penalty shootout between England and Italy at Euro 2012, England's goalkeeper Joe Hart was pretty confident he could come out on top against his opponents. So, when Andrea Pirlo stepped up to take his spot kick, Joe Hart tried to mock him by sticking his tongue out. But as Pirlo took his kick, his overinflated ego was deflated as the ball nestled in the net.
But he knows that really
si muoveva molto, faceva dei gesti strani.
And he misses, this country will be in trouble. Jiggling up and down on the line. This is Pirlo. Oh, how cheeky is that? The float.
Now that's how you shut a lousy opponent up. But at number 22, Emi Martinez was so confident he double-dared Cristiano Ronaldo. After returning to Manchester United for a second time, everyone expected Ronaldo to be the club's penalty taker. So it wasn't surprising that he tried taking a penalty kick against Aston Villa. Seeing that Bruno insisted on taking it, Emi Martinez kept daring Ronaldo to take the penalty.
I did say we would see who would be taking the penalty for Manchester United, whether Fernandes or Cristiano Ronaldo.
But being a master of mind games himself, he let Bruno do the honors. But the Portuguese embarrassed Ronaldo by sending the ball into orbit.
Puts it into orbit. Mission abort. Repeat. Mission abort.
And if you think this spot kick is embarrassing, wait till you see the double blunder by Sergio Ramos. Something crazy happened in a UEFA Champions League match between Switzerland and Spain. The Spaniards desperately needed a goal, and that opportunity came when they were given a penalty. Sergio Ramos, who'd scored his last 25 penalties in a row, stepped up to take it and missed.
The milestone maker for Spain is denied by...
Then when they got a second penalty kick, everyone was confident he would dispatch it.
To the last 15 years since his Spain debut, the European record holder this time. And
after studying Ramos's kicks, Sommer knew exactly what the Spanish defender wanted to do. So he pretended he was going to dive and then paused at the last second to stop one of the most disgraceful Panencas you'll ever see. But even that smart thinking by Sommer didn't make our top 20. Wait till you see the goalkeeper who hurt himself trying to stop Ronaldo's shot. But before we get there, let's look at a player who snitched on his countrymen to help his club. During a Champions League match between Barcelona and Man City, Pique and Mascherano gave away a penalty after committing a silly foul in the box. Seeing his international teammate, Aguero, was about to take the spot kick, Mascherano pointed in the direction he would shoot. Ter Stegen followed his advice and blocked the spot kick. Still, celebrating like that after snitching on your countrymen is wild, but not as crazy as a mind game that made Ronaldo cry on the pitch. In the 2008 Champions League final between Chelsea and Manchester United, Chelsea were on the hunt for their first ever Champions League trophy, while Manchester United were hoping to make it their third. As a result, the two teams battled hard right till penalty shootouts.
And if they're still level after that, saved it! Some things are just meant to be.
Although Cristiano Ronaldo missed his spot kick, John Terry failed to capitalize on the miss to win the match.
To give them the trophy.
Oh, he's missed it! He's missed it!
With everything down to one last penalty, Van der Sar saw Anelka and started clapping his gloves. He pointed to his left, showing Anelka where to play the ball. And then this happened.
Didn't look happy coming forward, Anelka, and he's not happy now because it's red in Russia. This English night in Europe is Manchester United's night. Best.
The save was so insane that Ronaldo just burst into tears. But at number 18, Paul Pogba made a goalkeeper fall asleep. It happened in an under-20 World Cup match between France and Uruguay. Instead of running to play his spot kick like other players, Paul Pogba did the opposite by jogging slowly.
He's down with a nonchalant run-up, which he looks like he's doing again here. Diamores waits. Pogba strikes it into the bottom corner.
It took so long to get to the ball, the goalkeeper almost fell asleep. By the time he played it, the goalkeeper had given up already.
Wow.
While at number 17, a goalkeeper tried messing with a player who didn't understand a word he was saying. In a match between Argentina and the Netherlands, the Argentine national team rushed into an early lead to put one foot in the semifinal of the World Cup. Deep into the second half, the ref gave the Argentines a penalty. The responsibility fell to Lionel Messi, but just as he was getting ready to take it, the Dutch goalkeeper went over to him and whispered something into his ear. Messi nodded like he understood, but in reality, he had no idea what the goalkeeper was saying. So he ran up and dispatched his spot kick with confidence.
Against the Dutch giant. It's Messi. It's two. It's his tournament. Is it written in the stars? England will hope not. But this little man is irresistible.
Trash talk only works when the opponent understands you. But for Jerry Mina, Emi Martinez's words completely destroyed his confidence. After a hotly contested match between Colombia and Argentina resulted in penalties, Argentine goalkeeper Martinez was in the mood for some games. His first victim was Jerry Mina. As soon as the defender picked up the ball, he said in Spanish, "You nervous, huh? You're laughing, but you're nervous. Yeah, you're nervous. You're nervous. Hey, the ball's ahead. Yeah. Turn a blind eye. I already know you. Hey, look, see how I know where you'll shoot? And then I'll save it. Then, I'm eating you up, brother. I'm eating you up, brother." Just before Mina kicked the ball. Damn, I don't know who talks the most, Martinez or my girl when she's angry. But at number 15, Kylian Mbappe turned into a fortune teller. In a French league match between PSG and Saint Etienne, the Parisians conceded a penalty, much to the anger of their fans. Seeing their upset fans, Mbappe decided to make it up to them by doing something crazy. Just as Remy Cabella was about to take the spot kick, Mbappe showed his goalkeeper the direction he would play it. The keeper followed his advice and expertly blocked the shot.
And the stanch-off one, Guichard. Cabella steps up, and Areola saves it. Kylian Mbappe just telling Areola which
I guess we can add fortune telling to Mbappe's many skills, which could also be said for Pepe, who got angry when his goalkeeper refused to follow his advice. The Euros match between Portugal and France started badly for the Portuguese after conceding an early penalty. But when Karim Benzema stood over the ball, his former teammate Pepe knew exactly where he would play it. He pointed the spot to his goalkeeper, who, for whatever reason, did the exact opposite. We get you, Pepe. That was pretty annoying. And even Ronaldo wasn't impressed. Speaking of Ronaldo, a goalkeeper tried trash-talking him and got sent to the hospital. In a league match between Real Madrid and Malaga, the Los Blancos were given a penalty, and as expected, Cristiano Ronaldo stepped up to take it. But as he was waiting for the referee's whistle, the Malaga goalkeeper kept talking trash. Then when the ref gave the go-ahead, this happened. When you talk the talk, you should be able to walk the walk. See what I did? Never mind. But at number 12, Alex Telles was humiliated by a goalkeeper's trickery. It happened in a Portuguese league match between FC Porto and Marítimo. The opposition player tried reminding Telles he was a big player while begging him to chip him.
Vai ter nos pés a possibilidade de marcar. Autoriza o árbitro Rui Costa. Bate Alex Telles, defende. Amir, grande defesa do iraniano. Foi bem marcado.
But Telles missed the opportunity to do the most insane thing ever. Or maybe he didn't believe he was a big player.
What the hell?
But for the goalkeeper at number 11, his mind game sent Australia to the 2022 World Cup. In 2022, Australia faced Peru back in a match that would decide which team would go to the World Cup. Stakes were high, and you could feel the tension around the stadium. The two teams battled hard, but it all came down to penalty shootouts to decide the winner. After his teammates scored their penalties, Aussie goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne knew he needed to pull off a save however he could. So when the Peru player stepped up to take the deciding penalty, he did this.
It's all on this for Peru. Alex Valera.
Damn. The Peru player thought he lost it or something, because what was that dance? Who cares? He sent his country to the 2022 World Cup. But even those funny heroics didn't crack our top 10. From here on out, we'll show you the most insane penalty mind games in football, starting with Neymar's failed attempt at trash talk. After conceding a penalty in their Champions League match against RB Leipzig, PSG's Neymar tried to help his goalkeeper by playing mind games. His antics failed badly, as Szoboszlai smashed the ball into the left corner of the post.
The 2-2 right at the end in Leipzig. And he does it!
After the game, the Leipzig player revealed what Neymar said.
What did Neymar say to you?
He was asking me, you gonna score? I say yes. Yeah, he said to me, are you sure? I say yes, I never miss.
Either Neymar's just a nice guy, or he's terrible at trash talking. Because at number 9, he had another funny episode with a goalkeeper. As Neymar was about to take this penalty, he asked the goalkeeper which spot he wanted him to play the ball. The goalkeeper, who thought Neymar was messing with him, jokingly pointed to his right.
Ah là, vous avez vu le geste de désolation de Lucas Pira.
But at the last second, the goalkeeper opted not to dive, making it a fairly easy penalty for Neymar. But at number 8, a player betrayed his best friend to win a penalty shootout. Back at Chelsea, Antonio Rudiger and Mateo Kovacic were good friends, with Rudiger revealing the extent of their friendship in an interview.
My best friend in football is Mateo Kovacic. Yes.
But their friendship turned into rivalry when they met in a Champions League match between Real Madrid and Man City. After battling to a 1-1 draw at Etihad Stadium, the winner of the match was to be decided in a penalty shootout. So as Kovacic stepped up to take his penalty kick, Rudiger pointed the direction his friend would shoot. The goalkeeper listened and saved the penalty kick.
Deegan now faced. He saved it! Kovacic denied.
And to make matters worse, Rudiger scored the last spot kick that knocked his friend and Man City out of the Champions League. Betraying friendship is one thing, but making a fool out of David Beckham? You don't see that every day. In the Euro 2004 match between England and Portugal, a tightly contested affair came down to penalties to decide the winner. First up for England was their talisman, David Beckham. But as the midfielder prepared to take his spot kick, Portuguese goalkeeper Ricardo kept playing mind games to distract him. These antics proved too hot for Beckham to handle as he skied his penalty.
Over the bar, Beckham looks to the spot, but it's the first miss of this shootout.
But that wasn't the craziest thing to happen in that shootout. Ricardo took off his gloves and saved a penalty, then scored the last spot kick that won Portugal the match.
What a story this will be! The goalkeeper saved and scored and won the game!
But this wasn't the only time a goalkeeper saved and scored a penalty. After an entertaining 2-2 draw between AS Roma and Man City, the winner of the tie was to be decided by penalty shootout. Seeing that his teammates were missing spot kicks, Man City's goalkeeper Joe Hart asked his coach if he could take one himself. The coach agreed, and he smashed it in with confidence.
Joe Hart, bang! Maybe first on the list from now on as he looks towards his manager.
But when it was Keita's turn to take his penalty, Hart started laughing at him, trying to mess with his confidence. Keita smiled back like he wasn't disturbed, only for this to happen.
Keita, Joe Hart didn't know!
And with that, we've made it to our top 5. Go top off your popcorn, because things are about to get real crazy. Starting with a goalkeeper who messed with Benzema not once, but twice in one game. In the 2021-2022 season, Karim Benzema was in red-hot form as he hunted down the Ballon d'Or. But in a match against Osasuna, he came up against an opponent for whom he had no answers. In the 51st minute of the game, Benzema stepped up to take a penalty kick. The goalkeeper pointed to one direction only to dive to the other side and stop the shot.
Osasuna stay just one goal behind. Up steps Benzema, and he saved it.
He saves it again.
So
7 minutes later, Real Madrid were given another penalty kick. Everyone expected a goal, but the goalkeeper did it again. This craziness meant Benzema became the first player to miss 2 penalties in a La Liga match since 2006.
Behind Real Madrid.
2 years, right?
Up steps Benzema, saved it.
He saves it again.
So Osasuna stay just one goal behind Real Madrid.
2 years, right?
But at number 4, a player invented a new penalty style just to fool the goalkeeper. Just watch this.
The act to give Brisbane the lead again.
I've seen Pirlo's Panenka, but I don't know if this is a failed attempt at one or if he's just created a new style. Still, it's nothing compared to the insane spot kick at number 3. As this player made his run up to take the penalty, everyone expected him to blast the ball into a corner. Instead, he completely deceived the goalkeeper by kicking it with his other leg. But while this player messed with the keeper's confidence, Mo Salah mocked his teammate in front of thousands of fans. The 2021 AFCON final between Egypt and Senegal was supposed to be insane. Mane vs Salah, 2 African giants going head-to-head. 5 minutes into the match, Egypt conceded a penalty. As Sadio Mane prepared to take his spot kick, his Liverpool teammate Mo Salah walked up to his goalkeeper and told him where Mane would play it. Upset by that, Mane also tried to mess with the keeper by pointing in the same direction.
Able to pass on some inside information to Abu Gabal about the penalty take. A much bigger penalty now, and it is Senegal who missed the opportunity, and a wonderful save from Abu Gabal.
But the Egyptian keeper was already locked in. But Mane wasn't about to let his teammate get one over on him, so when the match went to a penalty shootout, he stepped up and blasted in the last spot kick that won Senegal the trophy.
Salah can't bear to watch. Mane! Senegal are African champions!
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. A penalty mind game so insane,
Hey yo, what the
FIFA had to ban it for life. When Neymar was still playing in the Brazilian league, he was a joy to watch. He used his skills, flicks, and tricks to dazzle millions of fans nationwide.
Neymar. que é isso?
And in that time, Neymar hacked a style of penalty that was just unstoppable. No matter what the goalkeepers did, they couldn't stop him. It was like his style had a psychological impact on them. After scoring 5 straight penalties with that style, the videos went viral and caught the attention of the big guys at FIFA. And after reviewing it, they labeled it unsporting, citing that it gave an unfair advantage to the kicker because of the delayed reaction time for goalkeepers. So they put it to a vote and unanimously banned it. Still, getting FIFA to ban your move might be crazy, but it's nothing compared to betting against your team to lose.
The FA want to ban Lucas Paqueta from football for life if the West Ham forward is found guilty of betting breaches, as details of his £100,000 gambling scams are unveiled.
Or bribing the ref to win a match. Look on the next video to find out times footballers were caught cheating.